Hi everyone, welcome to Authentic Ingenuity Entrepreneur. My name is Minna Crichton and I'm the narrator of my YouTube channel and my video clips. Today I'll be continuing with my personal profile, and because my what's happening to me is absolutely intimate, I'm keeping the evidence in the moment. Okay, so once again, I've decided to use this picture because this is the real life robot system for the new age system. So anyone can be easily lured into what I'm going through. Anyone, I'm talking about anyone. So if you're experiencing anything negative, it's likely that you've been controlled and manipulated like a robot. However, it is definitely a 100%, the robot system is 100% a criminal system. Like it's a criminal case. And eventually over time, depending how long it's been going on for, and with evidence, consistency of a system, it can fall into the category for laws like genocide or crimes against humanity, where my case actually falls in all that at the moment. But we're dealing with mens rea, for those who don't know what that is. These are criminal offences already committed with the intent, and there's a knowledge and there's definite recklessness or negligence, criminal negligence involved in the person's profile. So the robot system is the individual doesn't have any, their civil rights are gone, they don't have human rights and Bill of Rights, and that's what I have been used for. So I'm keeping the evidence in the moment for criminal case and for investigation purposes. Eventually, after a long period of time of many privacy breaches, the individual's environment is eventually home invasion takes place, and all kinds of illegal Commonwealth games take place, and the government system is being used for corrupt reasons. Illegal Commonwealth Games is what it's called, but that's because there's definite other forms of discrimination happening. So if the pattern's been consistency while you're working for your employer, it's likely that it will continue on until, depending what is it you're a threat to, or for what other reason why you are being personally attacked. But it is definitely falls in genocide, because the system is clear. There's clear evidence that I'm in that system from since I lost my privacy. But racial disharmony is caused because everyone is trying to protect their own families or their reputation, or from not losing their jobs. So people are self-sacrificing themselves, thinking that they're doing whoever they're doing it for a favour, but in hindsight they're actually committing really serious criminal offences. But so this here is just a description of what is considered illegal in the law. For example, to publish or to distribute written matter which is threatening, abusive or insulting, or to broadcast by means of radio or television or electronic communications, words which are threatening, abusive or insulting. And there are so many other things that could be wrong, but all these kind of things do take place on the social media, and that is what's happening to anybody that is trapped. So once again, it's a trafficking in persons case, and I think everyone's got that in their head by now if you've been following me. But I've actually just interpreted it in plain English, what it means by by the laws. It is definitely a penalty of 20 years imprisonment, but it does involve all these elements, like cohesion takes place, slavery, concealment, the reception, the recruitment, meaning that if there's a breach in your business, they eventually, like what I have found over the years, I knew what I was going through was serious, but they've actually used me. Like I've watched people being hired I've watched management hire their own people, if you know what I mean, the recruitment. This is what, under the legislation, under this law, the recruitment, that actually means that they're recruiting their own people in your business. If you don't know what that means, is that they're actually hiring their own people. Hence is a reason why the system is corrupt, meaning it could be a specific state or a specific culture or a specific religion. They're recruiting their own people, and then that's why the other people end up being enslaved and being persecuted, or just go through everything I'm going through. But once your privacy's gone, everyone is exploited. You can be also enslaved for organs. Okay, what I have found with the system and with what I've witnessed is that they do derail people down financially. It's easy to do that. They will overcharge you. They're watching your assets and stuff like that. They wait till you can't afford something, then they know you're going to give them a cheap deal. That is also part of it. All right. It's because they wait till they're watching everything you're doing. They know you're going through some kind of hardship, and then they'll take advantage of your set of circumstances for a cheap sale. So this is why I call what I've gone through is a demolition of a human being. What I'm saying is that this can happen to anybody, literally. So once you're being micromanaged, they've got their people waiting on the other side. They're watching everything you're doing. They know you have to sell this, or you're so under financial, everything is intentional. So I suggest you need to, they take advantage of people's set of circumstances. And after a while, these people can become quite professional at doing what they're doing. In my case, they've also used me for forced services like stealing my intellectual property, and that also comes under forced labor. Like I'm doing all this hard work, I apply for things and they steal it and they decline me, usually because they know in advance my intentions of what I want to do. Their intention is they don't want you to do what you want to do. They want you to do what they want you to do. Okay, so there's no fairness in what's going on. So they're reading everything, they're listening to everything, they have the upper hand, and that is what you are personally going through. But it is organized crime because everything is arranged. Everything is pre-arranged by somebody. In other words, nothing is natural. This includes the relationship scam. The men and women are groomed. They've been set by somebody else, and they've been told how to act, what to say. They may be an informant, but their motive and intent is not for you. They may come in and be your friend and be nice, talk nicely, but down 6 months later, they've got another motive. They've just been used for somebody else's scheming and planning and plotting. So that is what you call organized crime. So this here clearly just shows that after a consistency of what I've gone through, I can prove that they've stolen my intellectual property. They're destroying my my property, like my personal profile. That's very easy to prove now. And I've been used for hostage taking, and also it's easy to do poaching, meaning they can poach anybody. They can poach your family. They can poach, like with what I've gone through. I know different secret societies have used me for different reasons, but I'm like controlled by somebody else. My whole like everything that's happened has been against my will. And they've let me know what they want me to do, but that's not what I want to do, and I refuse to do it. So hence I won't do what they want. But that is what the robot system is. You are trapped, you're blocked, and unless you do what they want, they will keep on sabotaging everything else. So then you can't advance or get yourself out of the situation that you're in. But it is definitely a Crimes Act jurisdiction case. Okay, so just using this again, keeping in mind it is a global a global game. So what's actually happening is the enemy or your opposing allies, they're pairing up. Okay, I noticed this in the beginning. So that like they've got every single area of your life is already contaminated, and they just need one breach, one tip off to somebody, and then they just do their coding, and then they do their sabotaging or their hits. I'm not joking. Okay, so I know I've already gone over this in other video clip, but just bear in mind I'm not racist. I am actually a victim to this. So victims have to describe exactly what they see and who the perpetrators and how everything is operated secretly. But it's the evidence that's out there in public. I have to describe what I see. But everything is fraud, fake, and it is misleading. And what they're doing to me, it's called hostage taking, and probably other elements of the criminal laws. But everything is definitely negative, and it is cybercrime. And the reality and the truth of the matter is Crown is also involved in my matter. But it's a global game, which makes it even more dangerous for everyone involved, because other government public officers are also involved and are all in on the game too. It's a guarantee that the evidence that they have, or the things that they've done to achieve what they think they've won, but they're cheating. Everything they do, they're cheating to win at any price. So in reality, these people would be called busybodies, all right? I've actually put this post up on my Facebook page, but it's actually biblical that, not to be, like, the Bible clearly talks about not to be a busybody into other people's matters. I believe this is what is actually taking place with the cybercrime and with the public game. Everything is whispering, they're gossiping, and they're just tipping, they're just by tipping each other off, they're using their jobs to find out information, they're eavesdropping, they're breaking every law in the book, every law in the Crimes Act, and to enable to help whoever they're trying to help. So it becomes cybercrime, and it becomes racial, and it's dangerous. It's either one or the other. It's serious violent offences, but it's real, okay? And they've coded the word ocean, and the extremists are behind that. When I say the extremists, they're usually the people that have broken laws in the past, and are just helping each other, support each other, and by sabotaging whoever it is they're trying to sabotage or kill, which is, in this case, it's me. I've been the competitor all along, obviously, because I've been linked to relationship scams. So that is what's happened, okay? But these people are actually busybodies, and they don't care. They're gossiping, and they're actually using their jobs for the wrong reasons, and they're already intimately involved. Everything's just done by gossip, eavesdropping, and basically the vultures, really, to be totally honest. The end result for the victims is that money laundering and fraud takes place, and there's a lot of criminal deception going on, a lot of wrongdoing, serious misconduct, fraud schemes, theft, and so the evidence on their profile is match fixing. So just keep in mind, in relationship scams, Henry's concealed, I'm concealed. I'm just using this as an example, but this happened also with the other relationships. So basically everyone's just joined forces. Okay, but now the game has been going on for so long, it's like God is just revealing the evidence. Like, they've actually fallen in their own traps. But it's also called blue and white collar crimes. Okay, so the people that are actually breaking the law, they are either being paid by somebody, or they're getting something out of betraying or committing treason. So there's something in it for them why they will go and do what they're doing. Okay, so relationship scams are also used for this. So the opposing allies, they will do anything. They'll pay $1 million just for someone to go and be an informant and find out information, or use their job for the wrong reason, and hacking and stealing. And that's what I've been subject to. But it is a blue and white column crimes also, because it's involving money and their occupation. And that hasn't changed from generation to generation. It's just gone worse. But I have found that they are pairing up. Another good way to explain it is, I found that some cultures are milking up to the white people, and the white people are like promoting them, and like they're kind of like abusing and using each other. Like, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. That's what's going on, but they're actually breaking the law. And some cultures are sacrificing themselves, thinking they're doing the right thing, but they're actually doing the wrong thing. And so they use their jobs to sabotage, and block whoever's targeted. So animation or inanimate, I know you guys should all get that in your head by now. Another words for it is they are using subway and substitutes, and that's how they're doing their illegal commonwealth. It is a sport. The whole idea is that don't get caught. And so, but these people will go the extra mile to do what they're doing. That they will do it. They don't care. So that's why people who behave like zombies are in your space, or that's what secret society is doing. But they're using different people all the time. But it is a global game, making it really dangerous. So this is what's going on out in the world, and why it's global. It's actually really serious. There might as well be no laws with what I've gone through. And I know a lot of people are shocked that I'm even still alive and talking about it now, because it's been intentional right from that for a very long time. So we're dealing with slavery too. That there's like every law, a criminal law in the Crimes Act has been broken upon myself. Okay. So I've just got this in description. So what we're looking at is the motive and the intent, whether it's good or evil. So this here is more of the modern day slavery, but in the olden days it was completely different because they didn't have, technologies. The slave system was different, but they have treated me like a slave. They have taken advantage of somebody innocent, thinking that they're going to get away with, and that's what's happened. So today I'm going to be denouncing a lot of the social media lies and gossip about Henry, and because I'm doing this because at this stage we are very close, and we're basically trying to save each other's lives and our own lives. But we both agreed that I would denounce the public lies, the rumors and songs going out, and they're actually inciting on social media that he's secretly talking to somebody, some female. I don't know who her name sounds weird, but it sounds like Chabiti or something. I don't know who she is. She has blonde hair. She's been used for like an animation, because this is what animate does. Okay, when people in the original minding their own business, like what I have all these years, and I believe this is what's happened to me historically, other people are pretending to live their life, and they are creating false evidence to deceive the public. Okay, now I've studied and researched a lot. I've got to know Henry personally, and I've learned a lot about the celebrity life and what he's gone through. So his what he's gone through is like a smear campaign. Okay, and I know National does this against Labour, and Labour does that against Labour, and that's okay, that's between them. But when the public are doing it for relationship scam, to ruin an individual's character, reputation, to steal, to set up, and then making it like a global game, that is really serious. And that is really serious because, here are these people trying to fight for their life, and I'm evidence to it. And then on the surface, they're making up songs. The whole public environment, the public is being deceived and misled. And that is why I'm denouncing everything, okay? They are sabotaging me because they don't want... we are both worth money. I know I'm definitely worth a lot of money. I know my worth. And I know Henry is worth a lot of money, but he's also the victim. And the truth of the matter is, he didn't even realize it, but he has been used for money laundering purposes, okay? But it is linked to my court cases and the Crown. Making treason is involved. Okay, so even the going back to the other relationship scam involving Moana from my church, who is Croatian, okay, it's the same pattern. All they're doing is they're joining forces, they're pairing up, all the cultures pairing up to take me out, because there's a lot of money involved, and then over the years they have stolen from me, using me, and then they split the money between each other, live happily ever after. Some end up dying, others end up, going on the run when they find out that there's an investigation going on. But this is what the public deception is doing. It's fraud. So I can confirm Henry is not secretly seeing any woman. Okay, and he's not doing anything secretly with anyone. He's not with Natalie. He's not with Amy Denton. But you got to remember that these people that are actually committing fraud, these secret alliances, when they realize that they could be in trouble, they go and get a lawyer or whatever, and then they're trying, to get themselves out to save their reputation. All right, so you all need to wake up. And this is, I believe, I have to denounce these things in the moment, because I'm fighting for my life. I'm trying to get out of it. And then they're in my space mocking. Really, it's really off-putting. It's illegal. They've stolen my identity. And today I'm going to just quickly go over a recent incident so it can be investigated, because I'm finding I'm applying for things because I'm trying my best to get out of what I'm going through. And there's no reason for me to be stuck, but I am, because somebody doesn't want me to advance. They don't want me to reclaim what is entirely mine legally, so that everyone's in on the game, okay? Because I am a robot, and everyone thinks it's funny, and those that are doing it, they're just going along with it. It's funny, and it's not funny, okay? It's very clear. It's very clear what they're doing is very wrong. But that is where the unlawful strikes come in. And after a while, the evidence become quite clear globally, and that's where we're at. So recently I've been going through quite a bit financially, because I'm trying my best to get myself out of what I'm going through. And without getting into great details, but just recently, I got funding money in my Kiwi Saver, okay? So this is a good example of the things that I've gone through the years. I'm upset also realizing reality that they've done this to me for a very long time. Okay, so they already know my finances. They already know the whole idea for them is to keep me poor. Okay, and but they've trapped me, and then they've used people that I know to animate me, and to keep me confined. They've used different people all the time. Sometimes they've been my family members in my space, or the names of people of my family members. But there's several layers of perpetrators playing the game, and I have not found it funny. Okay, but it all links to the government, making the government the first people accountable for what's going on, not the public, the government. All right. Because that shouldn't be happening. That's a breach, and that's treason. So recently I applied for my financial hardship, because they're actually, these people, I'm doing my applications and then I'm sending it to them, but they've already got their people in my space. Okay? So this is how they're doing it. They're pairing up, they're exploiting the individual's file, and I know exactly which culture's behind it too, by the way. I know you know, and I know you know I know. So let's let the whole public know. Okay, that's my attitude now, because I've had enough of all of yous. So over the years, this is the kind of thing I'm going through. So recently I made a decision to apply to have my Kiwi Saver closed and opt out. And I'm not going to go over the laws and everything, but I believe I followed the laws accordingly to allow them to release it. My point is, when I go and apply for my applications, these criminal alliances, because they're taking me down financially. They already know my plans, even me and Henry's plan, even though I'm private. So I might as well let the whole world know, okay? Give you the same respect you've had for me, with my private life, nothing. So why should you deserve your respect, your privacy, because you don't? So I went to go and apply. What date was it? Just one moment. So I went to go and apply for my funding money, okay, because I'm entitled to by law. Now, in the middle of these call centers, I can only get through to no one other than the call center. Okay? And my calls have been called, when I call like telecom or whatever, they've been picked up around the world, the call center, by different people. And that's about it. So I'm applying, and then you go online, you have to go through online systems. So we put our applications together, we send it to the online hub desk, no name. They don't send out any name, just the name of the company, whatever it is that they want us to have a look at. So we put in all our truth, and for me, because everyone knows I'm to the letter type of a person, I do everything correctly. What the law tells me to do, I will do. So, and also I also know I fall in that bracket, and I don't want to go over my application, but I did do that. The law also clearly says that a person that has to make a decision is the commissioner. So I address, this has been going on with all my other court cases, okay? So it's quite clear that I'm being blocked and used for wrong stuff, okay? So the law clearly says that it has to go, the person to make that decision to finalize, because I'm wanting to opt out of my application, and because of my set of circumstance, and I need the money for different things, and they so I made everything, and I addressed it to the, let's just get back to that letter. Here you go. I did an affidavit. See, these are the kind of information I'm submitting. I'm doing everything according to the law, because that's what the law says. So I've addressed it to the commissioner, okay? But they've changed the law also, where they say something about a manager can make a decision, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't, what I'm asking for is supposed to go to the commissioner. So what I'm saying is, in between the me sending my email, and in between me from leaving my home to do my application, these evil thieves and these murderers are already in my space. Okay? They're using their jobs. That's what's happening. And the whole idea is to sabotage intentionally. So that's why we've got all this mix match Commonwealth thing, but the actual murderers and the thieves are in the mix match, where they secretly exploiting people's profile. And then that's where the decisions are coming from. So you're not cursed. You're just subject to an illegal system that is really serious, and you are blacklisted or on a black market. I've been on both historically, and that's quite clear now. So that's why I'm keeping the evidence in the moment. So on this particular day, I decided to go to get my affidavit sworn, okay? And when someone does an affidavit, that's a legal document. So if I've done anything wrong that's fraudulent, then they have the right to arrest me for fraud. So that has nothing like that. I haven't done anything fraud. They have nothing on me, okay? However, this is what I am up against. And the mockery that comes from them sabotaging is immediate also. Like, they've got their people in my space mocking me, laughing, smiling. That is, I try not to swear, but that is evil. Real evil. Real evil. And this is all linked to these women, okay? And that's why you guys get the harsh, when I write on my Facebook page, everyone knows I'm pissed off, is because this is what I have to put up with personally in my space. That is evil. You're not evil, but you're cheap. You're all cheap because you're cheating and disgusting human beings. So on this particular day, I went to the New Lynn Citizen Advice Bureau, only to wait in the line, be number 7. They knew I was coming. I felt it straight away. So there was a queue of like, I ended up being number 27. And then I ended up going in there, and they had no exhibits. So I wanted to exhibit all my documents because I just wanted to do everything legal, and but they question everything because they want to sabotage everything. Nothing is private. Everyone's listening, the eavesdropping. This is my environment, okay? This is what I'm witnessing in my environment. While I'm waiting in this line, they're putting this European female, no doubt, animated on behalf of whoever is trying to block us, the relationship scam, linking to the government, okay? So this is what I'm going, and they're acting it out too, by the way. And I can't believe this is happening, but this is what I have to explain of what I'm going through personally. As you can tell by my voice, I'm furious because I'm sick of it, and I haven't found it a joke, not one single bit. So I was served by an Indian guy, JP, and somehow just this particular day they didn't have an exhibit, and I was like, out of all days they didn't have an exhibit stamp. And anyway, he signed the affidavit. Now I just already showed you that, okay? And then and I was like, oh, but the exhibit, these people are supposed to know all these things. I'm not supposed to tell them. But they're making me, they're frustrating me because I'm always like, but you need to do this, you need to do that. And they should already know because they get all that kind of training. That's why they're there for. But on this particular day, they didn't have an exhibit stamp. So I thought, okay, when I came home, I thought to myself, well, I'm not going to have mixed match evidence on my profile. I want because by law, a registrar or a JP who signs, or anyone who has the authority, they have to do all of the whole package. They have to do all the documents, the affidavit, everything has to be signed by one person. So I was a bit frustrated. I was like, okay, well, he can't sign the exhibits, so, I can't send it on this day, so I have to go and get it sworn in at courts, which I did, for only the registrar to refuse not to sign anything. So I went to Waitakere courts, and I'm not putting it on the registrar, but she went and talked to her manager, and then she came back and said she doesn't want to sign it. Okay, this is what I'm going through historically. And so during all this time, I listen to the radio and I hear these women, these people, singers making songs on these women who is obsessed over Henry ruining his reputation, and trying to get it in my mind or in the public's mind that Henry is having a secret affair with somebody, and that he's cheating. But it's all a criminal tactic, everyone. It's a very serious one. I mean, the fact that somebody has conspired to try and kill Henry, and people have conspired to kill me, it hasn't stopped. I'm telling you, they'll kill me as soon as they can, but they won't because they're cowards. They wait until nobody cares or I'm not important or anything like that. But I'm a survivor, and I'm not afraid of yous. I know you can hear me and see me and listening to me. I'm telling you, I will go all the way with yous until this ends up in the criminal courts. I want everything polished. And that is my goal. I don't care. Whatever the outcome is, I'm not giving up. But I'm going to keep everything in the moment. So I just wanted to denounce, and I've already spoken with Henry about this. And I'm actually going to, this is the other thing. This also includes with my applications when I go to WINS. I'm going through every single thing I've gone through since they derailed me for my occupation and and then I'm trying to fight it in court. I'm going through the exact same thing. I have not given up because I don't feel to, but it's global, all right? So these people are retrieving all our professional, our private information, and then they're doing what they're doing. That the sabotage is intentional. I feel like the government are doing some kind of a, I don't know, like treating me like I'm a property instead of a human being. And that's why I thought I'm sick of this. I'm going to get everybody involved in the game. If you all want to play the game, let's all play it together. So if I did this in 2010, heaps of people would be alive today. But there's a reason why we have laws and why privacy breaches are serious. And what makes you guys think that you're more important than me? What makes you think you're more important than people that live out in the streets struggling? Because you're not. Not according to God. I'm telling you. So what's actually happened, like, I know I've already gone over this, and keep in mind, everyone, I'm not racist, okay? There's good and bad in every single culture, religion, and I'm on the runt of the bad people because I'm a threat to them, all for their own reasons, but they don't have the right to do what they've done to me. So I stand against the opposing allies, and what they're doing to me is illegal. What should have happened when I was doing my court cases was that the judges should have actually referred my case to the criminal jurisdiction going backwards, when it first lodged it in 2017, because the law allowed it, but they're blocking it. They didn't, because the motive and intention, or in other words, whoever is driving it, you got to get the perpetrator, like who's the mastermind, who's initiating it. But because this game is so advanced, there's so many of them now. But it's in saying that, it just goes to show why people's privacy is important. However, this is my journey, but I just also wanted to let you all know that I'm not racist. I don't, I'm not. I never ever have been, but I am exposing the illegal commonwealth, the illegal thieving, the illegal scientific experiment, the illegal, interfering in people's, relationships. But Henry swears he's not in a private relationship with any secret lover, with any woman, with Amy Denton, with Natalie. But it's all part of the public. I'm trying not to swear because, honest to God, I feel like that's all I want to do sometimes because I'm frustrated. And I speak my mind when I'm angry, and I have every right. My anger is justifiable. So everything on public, I'm going to be denouncing, and I have, okay? Because I'm fighting for my life. I don't want to be in this situation. I don't need to be in this situation. And I'm not a property to be sold globally, because I am a New Zealand citizen, and I'm also, I haven't broken any laws. So there's no reason why the laws shouldn't be working for me, other than the opposing allies, just waiting for me to die or waiting for somebody else to kill me. That's the truth of the matter. So I will. What I also wanted to talk about. Also, they even my driver's license. Okay, recently I had to apply to renew my driver's license, and I've actually, I don't care about looks or beauty or stuff like this. I'm just doing this for the purpose of my court case, and for the purpose of I'm not letting you guys put me down. Okay. What you've done to me is disgusting, and how you've tried to make me kill myself is disgusting. It's inhumane, and you should be made accountable. But anyway, they also, like, my driver's license, like, it's law that the photo is supposed to look like the person. And when I actually went to go and do my driver's license, the lady, like, actually certify it's the word. The lady looked at it and, like, it didn't even look like me. It didn't even look like me, but they did that intentionally to use it to put off other people. So that what they're doing is that, like, they're trying to, the whole idea of animation or animating people, twinning them, is that they're using substitutes to so the public can think it's that person, and yet that person's not even it. Like, they're trying to, like, make the person look ugly and uninviting. They're trying to put off whoever they're trying to impress and choose the substitute as the one to go for. That is illegal. Shouldn't even be happening. Sorry guys, I'm going to finish this off very soon. I just had a bit of a issue with my laptop, but I will finish it off now. It is a global game. I'm keeping it in the moment so then those people can get investigated. I'm going to get my application reviewed again because they haven't come back. I mean, it got granted, okay, but they haven't given me what I've asked for. But it's, I'm within my right to apply for things. But this is the reason why, this is the reason why I am within my situation at the moment, is, and also an example of what they're doing. They are sabotaging your applications. They are overcharging people. They know you're in a hardship, so they will, that what they can see is they get a cheap deal, and then they will, because the person is desperate, they will buy your car or your house or whatever it is that you want to sell, your business. They will because you just want to sell. What you don't realize is that somebody's actually been watching your finances, watching your business, what you're doing, and just watch you go down financially, and then they come in with their people. And that is exactly what it's happening. That's why it's global too, and I'm a witness to this. So, I don't know, do whatever you got to do to support yourself, protect your privacy. Use the legal system. You can represent yourself in New Zealand. Use it. Get evidence. Go through it. It's better to have evidence than not at all. It's better to fight back than not at all. There's no laws. In New Zealand, we can represent ourselves. And you still can. And there's nothing legally by law in the criminal jurisdiction. There is nothing that is substantial that the opposition has against me. Absolutely nothing. But yeah, so I'll leave it at that now, and I will update you guys with more to do with my court case, and I will keep the evidence in the moment because I'm trying to save my life. I mean, I'm frustrated because I'm private. I've always been private. If I had never gone through what I'm going through, nobody will ever know me because I'm that private. I love my private space. I'm an introvert, yeah, and I'm tenacious, and meaning that, I'm quite staunch in my own belief, and I'm entitled to it. I'm entitled to do whatever I want, and I'm entitled not to be forced to do something what other people want. I'm within my right to complain and contest being used for money laundering or being used like an app to promote other people. I rebuke all that. Okay? I'm within my right to be myself. End of story.